You're listening to the audio production of The Kingdom of Cain, Finding God in the Literature of Darkness by Andrew Klavan. Published by Zondervan and read by the author. This book is for my family. I hope to be with you a long time, but I've reached the age when one can't help but meditate upon finalities. The words of my old friend John Keats come back to me. Contemplating death, he sent word to his friends, "I have loved the principle of beauty in all things." Even in the midst of my harshest self-reflections, I find I can still fairly say this of myself as well. That love is the inspiration for this book, and I hope this book leaves you that love as a legacy. Were mankind's belief in its immortality to be destroyed, not only love, but also any living power to continue the life of the world would at once dry up in it. Not only that, but then nothing would be immoral any longer. Everything would be permitted, even anthropophagy. And even that is not all. For every separate person who believes neither in God nor in his own immortality, the moral law of nature ought to change immediately into the exact opposite of the former religious law. And that egoism, even to the point of evildoing, should not only be permitted to man, but should be acknowledged as the necessary, the most reasonable, and all but the noblest result of his situation. The Brothers Karamazov, Fyodor Dostoevsky. Imaginary evil is romantic and varied. Real evil is gloomy, monotonous, barren, boring. Imaginary good is boring. Real good is always new, marvelous, intoxicating. Simone Weil. All they that hate me love death. Wisdom, speaking in Proverbs 8:36. Introduction. Murder and the Imagination. Rejoice evermore. So Scripture commands us. But how can you rejoice in a world of so much darkness, at a time like twilight, when darkness gathers, ready to fall? The comforting bromides of belief can seem pat and complacent in the shadow of very present wickedness. Everything happens for a reason. There must be evil, so there can be free will. God is in charge and will make things right in the end. No doubt, and it is some comfort too. But here we are today, and faith in the things unseen and hope in the far-off country of our salvation don't have the tangible immediacy of our suffering and distress. More than this, and deeper, from our first cry to our last one, life is little more than letting go a long goodbye. The pain, the grief, the traumas physical and emotional that scar our minds. Sorrow is so woven into the very fabric of material existence that to turn our faces from it is to turn away from life itself. In the presence of our mourning mortality, even Jesus wept. And still the apostle tells us, "Rejoice in the Lord always." Again I will say, rejoice. It is now 20 years since I was baptized, almost 20 years to the day as I write. In the time since, as in the time before, I've spent most of my working hours imagining murders. I'm a crime writer. I write stories of mystery and suspense about violent men without honor and dangerous women without virtue. In almost every story I write, murder provides the inciting incident, the event that propels the characters into the narrative. Murder is the problem the protagonist has to solve, the wrong that has to be righted, the threat that has to be avoided or foiled. Murder is the villainy of the villain and the proving place of whatever good there is. In such stories, as in life itself, death writes the rules of the game. I have received many letters from readers that begin with something like, "You call yourself a Christian, and yet you write about such horrible things." And yes, I do, and I do. "You make your living exploiting the worst in human nature," a pastor once snapped at me. "And a very good living, too," I snapped back. Well, I don't like being snapped at. But the truth is, no, I make my living writing about what human beings are and the things they get up to, many of which are absolute
Sample complete. Ready to continue?